Hey girl, hey, it's your girl or Kara. Welcome to Girl Talk, where we discuss all things girly, fashion, food, and how to deal with those X and Y chromosomes. Hey guys, welcome back to Girl Talk. And today's episode is all about the Gurl Dad edition. So I have a very special guest today. My dad, he's a retired military vet. He is a father of 3 girls, which is a lot. And he's just an all-around funny, awesome person. So, hello, Dad.
Hello.
So happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Why don't you just tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'll be introduced. My name is Monte Smith. I go by Tay. I am 40 plus years old. A man never tells his age.
40 plus.
I'm daughter of 3, wonderful at times, funny, beautiful ladies. 2 adult children and 1 about to be an adult. And young adults. And I'm not retired. I'm a 10-year veteran from the Marine Corps. And that's it in a nutshell.
All right. Let's get into it. We're putting you in the hot seat.
Let's go.
So first question right off the bat is, how did you feel when you found out you were going to be a dad?
I hate to bust your bubble, but I was kind of indifferent. I didn't really care if I had children at that time or didn't have children. But after I found out, I was excited. And I was looking forward to having a child, regardless of the gender.
So you didn't care what you and Mom were having?
No, actually, no. As long as it was a healthy child, healthy baby.
Oh, that's good.
As long as the child wasn't white either.
Oh my gosh. Don't come for my mom like that. How did you feel though about having 3 girls? So when you and Mom kept trying and then you guys, I guess, would find out what the gender was and you're like, did you accept, I guess, after Sierra that you might just have all girls?
I thought Sierra was going to be my boy. That's why I raised her as such. But I truly thought Sierra was going to be my boy. That I did want then. I wanted a boy and a girl. After you were born, I felt that way. But Sierra, we already had picked out Sierra's name. It's going to be Cyrus. I forgot the middle name, but I don't know if we're going to name the child after me because I was off the chain coming up as a young child and man.
And then you had Kamaya. We had Kamaya.
We?
Yeah. Well, I was her sister, so yes, we had Kamaya.
Well, I carried all 3 of y'all all my life, so it was just basically I had the children.
Mom did too.
Yeah, she did. After I did. But repeat that last part of the question again.
Like, how did you feel once you found out for the 3rd time you were going to have another girl?
I was kind of sad, to tell you the truth. But happy we were having a child nonetheless. So, but I thought Kamaya would be that boy again. I wasn't as adamant about having a boy with Kamaya as I was with Sierra. But I was sad at first, but then again, hey, I'm having 3 girls. Kind of glad I did, because if we would have had a boy, I probably would have put him under the ground as he grew up in age, because I didn't have any patience for a male at that time as I did with females.
Yes, yeah, you have a lot of patience now, a lot of experience.
Oh, like
with
a
us.
doctor, many patience.
Oh my gosh, that's segueing into my next question is: did you want a son though?
I did. I actually did want a son. Not to the fact that I wanted him to carry on the namesake. I just wanted the son so I could enjoy maybe what my dad did with me and your Uncle Paul.
Yeah.
he was there at the sports games and all that, which I was there for y'all. Just it's something different about a man and his son playing football,
Yeah.
or just a typical, I would say, male sport.
Yeah.
It's something about that I get when I coach these other children, on the track or football, basketball. I have a bond with these young men when I coach
Yeah.
the younger kids.
Yeah. So we're going to go a little deeper. If you guys, just to tell you our story. So, yes, there are 3 siblings, but we also do have a 4th sibling. My mom, we found out, I think around the time I was in middle school, we found out she was pregnant again. So we were so excited. We were like, oh, yay, we're going to have a 4th sibling. So cool. So we got excited. And then sadly, though, my mom had a miscarriage, and that really affected our family, I think, really hard. And we did find out he was actually going to be a boy. So I was excited because I've always wanted a either older or younger brother. I just always wanted a brother because I kind of, I guess similar to you, like longed for relationships. Like I've heard my friends have little brothers, and our cousin Rakaya has little brothers. So I kind of see those relationships and longed for just having that sister-brother relationship. Because like my dad said, there's just something different with just having a relationship with someone, I guess, other than the opposite sex as you. So that just took that just took a toll on our family. But I wanted to ask you, because I feel like we haven't, like, sat down and talked about it. Like, how did you feel, like, dealing with the miscarriage and what was just going on in your head? Because I know it was a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot. And I not say I didn't care if there would have been a girl or a boy. I just cared that it would have been a healthy child. Mm-hmm. But dealing with the miscarriage was a big thing in our life that kind of helped me and your mom pivot. Mm-hmm. As things weren't going good in our marriage at the time, and no, we weren't trying to have a child to save a marriage. It came up. Mm-hmm. But when I look back at it now, maybe this child was to have us come together and be even closer moving forward from that point. But I was sad. I was scared. Mm-hmm. Men don't say that a lot, but I was afraid, scared for your mom's life. Yes, I wanted to have another child regardless of male or female, but your mom's health was the number one importance to me. Yeah. And seeing her go through what she did and being in the hospital, having to almost beat up the hospital staff, because my wife is in the bathroom bleeding and you're just walking around nonchalantly in an emergency room. It really got to me.
Yeah. The miscarriages just takes a toll on just the person, and I think the family as a whole. Mm. I think at the time I was young, and I was sad, but I don't know, I don't think I was able to fully like feel those emotions until I got older. And so every time I do talk about it, I still get sad because it's just longing for a relationship that never could be. And I actually don't tell, I don't know if you do, I don't tell many people about that story unless I'm really close with them. So the fact that we're releasing this and talking about this is like letting people into my personal life, sure, which I think is a beautiful thing, because that's just something I just don't really talk about. But I wanted to get your perspective because I just felt like we just didn't really talk about it.
Not really. I haven't really sat down and had that deep down conversation.
Yeah.
Underneath the surface, we haven't had that talk.
Yeah, but I'm really happy I got to get your perspective and how you were feeling.
I was glad to give it.
Yes. So the next question we have is, what are just some challenges with just, you think, raising kids in general?
Raising kids in general is the attitudes.
We had to get them from somewhere.
The attitudes that spawns themselves from nowhere. It's like everything's going good, and next thing you know, this attitude bug bites you, and y'all just start festering with attitude. It's like, how do I get rid of it? It's like a staph infection. How do we get this thing out? Mm-hmm. But in general, it's dealing with the attitudes it was a big challenge because your mom has a big attitude too. So she passed that along like a hot potato. Like, here y'all go, it's so hot. I need y'all to hold this and help me bear this weight. But it was dealing with the 3 children and raising them wasn't too bad. I mean, I enjoyed every second, good or bad. I enjoyed every second of raising your children. Because your Uncle Paul is 10 years younger than me. Your Aunt Eunice is 18 years younger than me. So I kind of raised them.
Yeah.
Not as siblings, but as my children or being their big uncle, whatever. But to have my own and to watch y'all blossom was pretty big for me.
Yeah. As a follow-up question, though, so as we mentioned before, my dad was in the military. He's in the Marines. Hoorah. But I think I find it personally, I'm kind of glad you got out when we were still growing up and shaping into just human beings. But I'm thankful you were able to experience big moments with us, as opposed to just being deployed. So all I can remember is just, like Mom said, you being gone when we were just babies and having her just raise us. But what was it like just raising kids while you were in the military?
I guess it's like being in a prison. I wouldn't know what that's like. Hey. We'll save that for another episode. I'm damn near a gang member.
No, he's not.
But missing your achievements or being there for your achievements or big stepping stones while being in the military. Being in the military, sometimes, when you're going to be gone, sometimes they're going to ship you off as fast as possible. That's why a lot of them don't stay married a lot. But I'm glad I did, because I had 3 beautiful young ladies. And I was there for your birthdays. I was there for you most of all, because you're the oldest. And where I was stationed in Edwards Air Force Base in Lancaster, California, in the middle of nowhere, Mojave Desert. It was a reserve squadron, so I was always home all the time. So I was able to ride my motorcycle. I was able to play basketball. Took you there with me all the time. I don't know if you remember all that. Hours and upon hours on Saturdays, and we go wash the cars. But I did a lot with you while we was there. Then Sierra came along 2 years later. Was there for her first birthday. And then in 2002, yeah. And then we got shipped off I got shipped off. PCS down to Miramar. MCAS Miramar, San Diego. Hoorah. Top Gun. But I was there. When I got there, I had to hit the ground running. Strapped the boots up. We was always working. And then that's when we went on the offensive out in Iraq. Iraqi freedom. Went from enduring freedom to Iraqi freedom. So I was always going to work or doing some kind of training somewhere in another state. So I started to be not present more and more and more. So that's what started that part in the military on a decline, I think, of me detaching to protect myself physically from outside harm, then inside harm. Knowing that I was harming myself by detaching from y'all. I don't know if that makes sense, but I think that's what's happening, and part of my PTSD started there before I even went over to the desert in Iraq to be in the war. So,
yeah.
So as far as being there for your achievements, it was real big for me, especially when I came back from the war the first time. It was a big deal for me to be there with y'all.
Yeah.
And then I left again, as you know, you were older then, and I don't know if you understood, but I heard that every time a Marine died or some Marines got attacked or whatever, you would, talk to mommy and everything and say, "Is Daddy okay?" and all that. So that's part of me that wanted to actually get out. I wanted to do 20 years and at least 20 and retire, but that's what prompted me to want to get out and spend time with my family. Even though I didn't have any work lined up after I got out, I just had a skill set, my will, and my love for my family to get me through. So that's what I did.
Yeah. I'm really glad, I guess, you got out when you did so you could be present. Because I don't remember, because I was so young, you not being present. Only from what Mom has told me. So I'm really grateful and blessed that I was able, and me and my sisters were able to experience those big moments with you. Because especially talking to other just military kids and military brats, like, I could only imagine what it's like having their fathers be deployed or their mothers or whatever have you.
Well, but with that said, when I came back, the days weren't, at least the second time, these major holidays and birthdays actually didn't mean a lot to me. After a while, I was so detached. It's like, at least I'm here. Who cares about my birthdays? Another year I got to be on this earth, and who cares about a birthday? It's another day to dying. I was so detached and so just depressed. It was crazy, but I'm glad these days I can appreciate that, because your mom just, you don't even care about all that, but her doing that actually helped me jumpstart my feelings again, and to, besides my children, jumpstart that drive in me to want to celebrate all that and make it important again. Not that it wasn't important, it was just important to me.
Yeah.
At the state I was in. But I'm getting better. I'm still recovering. I'm a recovering Marine addict.
He is. Yeah. I think, I want to explore this conversation deeper. So I will probably have you back and we'll talk about what it's like being a Marine here. So, moving on though, what have you learned about just raising girls?
Patience. Lots of patience. More patience.
Yeah.
More than the best doctor in the world. But to love, to express feelings, to apologize, and to give respect first. Coming from an older generation of age-wise, coming, because generations, the next generation picks up and learns more, and then tries to implement what they learn to the next generation.
Yeah.
They implement, learn, and so forth and so on. So what I've learned from coming up, my dad, your grandpa, Byron, actually allowed me and your aunt and uncle to live, to make our mistakes. At the time, they wasn't financially able to rescue me when I was coming up around y'all age range. So just to be able to survive and to have that drive and will to do better for myself, I try to translate that to y'all, and as well as you're ladies, and a man. You should learn for a man to respect you to a point where he gives respect before he gets respect.
Yeah.
When I was mentioning about, getting back to when I was mentioning about the generations where you had to respect the person, the elder, before you got respect back from them. That's what was happening back then in my generation, and some people still live like that today.
Yeah.
But for me and your mother, we try to be progressive parents. Sometimes too progressive, and sometimes stuck in the Stone Age at the same time.
Yes.
But all in all, to give respect first to my children, because I want you to know that a man can respect a lady first before he gets respect back.
Yeah.
So that when I made that switch in my mind, everything became more easier dealing with you and your siblings, where I could respect y'all. Like, okay, my dad respects me. Let me give respect back, because y'all coming up as teenagers and like attitudes and all that. I like, let me change my frame of thinking.
Yeah.
Instead of try to break them, because I'm not trying to break myself. I know how to switch my feelings or to do things.
Yeah.
So I just try something different, and to much avail, it kind of worked. So
also, having girls, the infamous periods. So what was going on with you when I got mine, since I'm the oldest? Like, and then what was your experience like when Sierra got hers and Maya? Like, just handling cycles.
Well, I think it was a secret first, because I didn't know y'all was on your periods. I just know y'all was acting up a little more at certain times in the month. I'm like, man, what is wrong with these kids? But just I didn't know.
Yeah.
But when I found out, it's like, okay, I'm glad I'm not by myself to teach y'all how to strap a pad on your panties, the extra wings on the side. I don't know none of that.
Oh my gosh.
The tampons are good luck. I don't even want y'all having sex, let alone trying to put a tampon in. So
yeah.
It's just the infamous cycle was. I guess it wasn't too much for me, because I didn't really have to directly deal with it. Besides, go to the store and buy this brand of this or that. I had no problem. I have no problem with going to buy any kind of brand. I'm secure in my manhood.
Yeah.
It's just, but knowing that you were on it, I didn't know for quite a while.
Yeah.
And I don't even know how I stumbled upon knowing, but I know it's one time like, yeah, Dad, I'm having my periods now. I am growing up. I remember that. I don't know if you do. I just remember that particular thing from you. Like, yeah, Dad, I'm growing up. So
that sounds like me.
But that's how I guess deal with them now still.
Yeah. I remember, I'm sure I went to tell Mom first. But I remember being embarrassed to tell you first, because I was like, I don't want to know. Like, he shouldn't know what's going on with my body. But, like, now, especially when I'm on it and you try to, like, mess with me, I'm like, I'm on it. Don't mess with me. Leave me alone. But at first I was embarrassed, because I was like, that's just awkward. But, yeah, I'm really thankful we can send you to the store and you know what to get.
But the bad thing is, you tell me you're on it, I mess with you more now. I'm like, oh, you on your... Oh, really?
No. That's not how that works. But you mentioned you are secure in your manhood.
Yes.
And my last question is for you, what are your views on toxic masculinity? Because I appreciate that you were so open and honest, because obviously my dad is bald. He has no hair. And he's been like that for a while. So me and my sisters, that's how we know he loves us. We would put clips in his hair when my mom had wigs, throw them wigs on him and put clips in it, and we'd paint his nails. He'd let us do that, but clear, obviously. So I'm really grateful that he could show me that a man is comfortable in his is comfortable in his masculinity, doesn't mind wearing pink. So that's one thing I admire for you.
Thank you.
And I'm grateful that you taught me and my sisters that, because I don't think there's enough of that.
I don't either, but I'm not here to judge other men.
Yeah.
Just to say what I know and speak my piece about things, Like, we always talk about progressing, and you don't have to be a progressive parent, be a progressive child. It's just move forward.
Yeah.
That's all about progression, is moving forward. So it's going to be taboo to call it progression now. Just keep on moving. Yeah. Keep on learning. Keep on living. The more you live, the more you learn. Hopefully, that's how creatures do, and live and learn to live, and add upon what you know, and give it to someone else, and embark your knowledge to somebody else. Maybe they'll learn something from you, or y'all could put ideas together, and create something totally new. And so, and don't keep secrets. Like if you know something, don't keep it a secret because you think someone else might earn something or whatever, get accolades for what you learned or told them. You know, it's all about sharing.
Yeah.
Music is all about sharing. Music today is the music people said was crazy 20, 30 years back then, but now they're implementing it into their music now. So, and things do come full circle.
Yeah.
Prejudices, racism, it all comes full circle. Maybe it never went away. But, you know, just learn upon things and try to improve yourself to improve the world.
Yeah. One thing I look up to you for in the aspect of you have really stayed in touch with your...
short. Mm-hmm.
Oh, very funny. That you have stayed in touch with your feelings with you and Mom, because you guys, obviously, probably some things you have hid from us, but when it comes to, like, expressing yourself, like when you cry, like I've seen you cry, and I feel like some people haven't seen their dads or just males in general cry because you guys, it's instilled for you to just be a man and like suck it up.
It's allergies.
Oh yeah, to suck it up. So that's one thing I also look up to you for.
Thank you. You know, being a man, taboo to cry, but being a Marine of all things,
yeah,
taboo to cry. But we will cry for another service member in a heartbeat. Mm-hmm. And I think that's crazy. You know, of course, that's your brother, your sister in arms. You will cry for them before you cry for your own family. Mm. And, I mean, that still shows compassion, but I think that's a big thing when you can cry in front of your kids. Show that compassion. Show that... I'm going to even call it a weakness, but to show your vulnerability.
Yes.
That you can do that in front of your children and still be their dad, masculine. Mm-hmm. I think I didn't do it on purpose. Trust me. Yeah, you know what? I did do that on purpose. Now, but if you could do that, I think it's a big step in being a man. Truthfully.
Nice. Good answer.
Thank you.
So you've been in the hot seat this whole time. But lastly, as we wrap up, I ask these same 5 questions to everyone who comes on Girl Talk. Mm-hmm. So, number 1 is just what's one thing you want people to take away from our conversation today? Any advice?
Advice is that to love your children, male or female, love them, regardless of what they... what's that word? Identify as. Thank you. Love them to the fullest.
Yes, that's great advice. What is one book that changed your life?
Besides the Bible and the teaching of Martin Luther King Jr.
Oh my gosh.
There's a lot of books that changed my life, but right now the one you gave me by, I believe, Brandon Steele. Mm-hmm. It's a diary. I can't even think of the name off the top of my head, but the journey you gave me, actually, I'm in almost my 14th day, and it helps out a lot. And I appreciate that present, by the way. Thank you.
Okay. Side note, we were really big into self-care, so we're all about journaling and crystals.
Yes.
So
I have my amethyst on right now and my bracelets.
We'll have another episode about that. Who is someone you look up to?
Anyone that's taller than me.
But hard because he's 6'1".
Someone I look up to, I you know what? It's just so many right now. Denzel Washington, big activist within his community. And really, I believe Denzel, the first thing that comes to my head about what he does for the community and the acting and just explaining things as not being color, but as culture.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's a good one. What is one thing that you love about women or girls?
You believing or thinking you can change things. You know, you can't change a man, but you can believe so much that if a man, you can make a man believe in himself where he wants to change. Mm-hmm. Not that you believe you could change him, but if you could make someone believe they can change themselves for the better, that's a big thing. And I think women can do that for men. Your mama has done that for me. Mm-hmm. I didn't change for her. I changed for myself, which made me better for her.
Yeah. And lastly, what's your skincare routine at the moment?
Oh, no. Hey, check it out, though. I just put on my man's Gold Bond lotion today. I'm not getting paid for Gold Bond, but hey, check it out. They do good. I washed my hand a couple of times. It's a little ashy, but it works. When you shave, skin bumps and all that, whatever, razor bumps, you want to exfoliate.
Yeah.
Exfoliate before you shave. It decreases the bumps. And man, you could wash your face. Hey, get manicures, get pedicures. Man, get pedicures.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with pedicures. They help you out. Your feet, you walk on them all the time. Take care of them. They'll take care of you.
Yes. Well, that's it, really. I want to say thank you so much for just taking the time to talk to me.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for raising me and producing me.
I love you.
But I really enjoyed this. So this isn't the last of my dad because he is a great man and there's so many things we only touch the surface on. So I want to dive back in. But lastly, as we wrap up, my favorite quote from the book The Help is just to always remember you are kind, you are smart, you are important. And thank you for watching Girl Talk, the Gurl Dad edition.
Yay!
Bye, guys.
Bye.